grab your foam roller, and before you get on it, lying on it with your tailbone at the bottom, head at the top, I want you to grab a 3-pound weight and your second to heaviest loop band, which is the purple band in the YouniquelyFit kit. You're going to bring that around your outer thighs. And then you're also going to grab your heaviest loop band in the YouniquelyFit kit. That's our gray band. And your Theraband. And your heaviest Theraband, the black band in the YouniquelyFit kit. You're going to thread the Theraband through the loop band to create what looks like a reformer strap. And so we'll have that and the 3-pound weight handy right by your roller so that we can use them for a few different series. But for now, let's come lie on our back, tailbone at the bottom, head at the top, bringing the arms into cactus slowly, opening up the front of the shoulders, breathing here. So we will work on some stability devices, but we're going to avoid a stability ball just because that's pretty far from the floor. And with osteoporosis, we want to stay safe if there is any falling, because we do know the bone density. There's a likelihood of injury or breaking a bone if you fall. So we're going to move through all planes of motion for injury prevention. We're going to load with weight as much as possible, as well as resistance bands to increase that bone density. So we have the band around our outer thighs, so we feel the abductors of the legs. Our arms are relaxing into that cactus pose to combat the kyphosis, opening up the anterior delts, the pec minor. We're breathing here, allowing ourselves to melt into that stretch. Inhale, press the arms overhead if that feels nice. And exhale, bending at the elbow, bringing it back down. Give me 2 more. Inhale, press. Exhale, bring it down. And last one, inhale, press, and exhale, bring it down. From here, let's grab that 3-pound weight, and we'll start with it in our dominant hand. Our head's going to stay down, and we're just going to pull the hand towards the hip as we extend the opposite shin from the knee out, keeping our low abs in and the other hand pressing into the floor for stability. And then we're going to lower the shin and bring the arm back up in line with the chest. So let's do it on a 4 count. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift the arm back up and the shin comes down. So make sure you're not lifting the thigh, that you're kicking the shin out and the thighs are staying the same height. 2, 3, 4. And then the arm comes up. Point the toes. See if you can neutralize your pelvis. That's somewhere between arching and rounding your low back. Really lift up through your center. Exhale, pull down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift up. 2, 3, 4. Now, you could breathe the opposite way because your shin is lifting as the arm is lowering. So I'll let you decide if you want to pull down and breathe in because your shin's coming up. And then exhale as the shin goes down. That's also an option. So just make sure you're breathing on a 4 count. Inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Belly pulls in. You're inhaling into the side body, the upper back. You're plugging your shoulders down, your hands heavy on the floor. Switch sides, passing the weight to the other side, plugging the shoulder down, really plantar flexing the toes, working through the feet, keeping the legs hip distance apart. And continue. Soft gaze, relax the facial muscles, soften the sternum, low belly pulling in towards the spine. 4 more here. 4 and 3. Nice. Last 2 and 1 more. And make sure you're going at that slow tempo. Slow down. Good. Set the weight to the side. Grab your strap. So your Theraband, the heaviest Theraband through the heaviest loop band. Bring it around your dominant leg first. And typically, if you're right-handed, this is your left leg, left-handed, your right leg. We work in opposition. If you have scoliosis, it's going to be the same side. So lower down, if you're right-handed, your right leg will be dominant, left-handed, left. So go ahead and set up, rolling onto your back. We've got that loop band around the arch of the foot. Hands are going to be heavy on the ground. You can hold the Theraband in both hands, wrapping from the ends, or in the same hand as the leg it's around, whichever you prefer. And then both hands, we're going to try to dig the elbows into the floor so the forearms pop up, plug the shoulders down. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can push the hands into the floor. From here, both legs are going to come up, parallel to the floor, perpendicular to the floor. So straight up in the air, straight legs. Point the toes, legs hip distance apart. So you have to dig the elbows in for stability because we want to stay on this roller. We're going to lower the loaded leg down on a 4 count. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift it up. 2, 3, 4. Great. Exhale, lower down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift up. 2, 3, 4. Great. Exhale, lower down. 2, 3, 4. Soften the sternum in. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. One more with this variation. Take it down. 2, 3, 4. Lift it up. Now externally rotate that leg from the top of the hip socket and continue with the loaded leg. 4 more repetitions. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Great. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. We've got the lateral hamstrings working as well as the lower pelvic floor. 2 more down. 2, 3, 4. And lift. 2, 3, 4. Last one, we take it down. 2, 3, 4. And lift up. 2, 3, 4. Great. You can take the legs down for a second if you need a little pause. If you want to go ahead and switch the band, you can do that. Make sure you're breathing. Hear your breath. Setting up on the second side. Okay, from here, point those toes, legs hip distance apart, elbows heavy, shoulders plugged down. Soften the breastbone in towards the roller. Wrap the shoulder blades around the roller. Parallel leg, point the toes, begin on the other side. Take it down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Great. Exhale, lower it. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Nice. 2 more. And lower. 2, 3, 4. And lift. 2, 3, 4. One more. Take it down. 2, 3, 4. And lift. Externally rotate the leg from the top of the hip socket and begin our second variation when you're ready. Exhale to lower. So feel the pelvic floor muscles lifting up in opposition to that leg lowering. Feel the pelvis lengthening as you lift that leg back up, lengthening towards whatever's in front of you, long. Inner thighs, pull that leg down. Pelvic floor muscles, lift it back up. Give me 2 more repetitions. Take it down. And lift it up. And last one, you've got this. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Bend the knees. Exhale, both feet to the ground. Grab that weight in your dominant hand. We're going to be taking a tricep variation, keeping the elbow bent by the side body with the forearm up. Same thing, leg extension, opposite leg extension, just with the arm. Keep the head down. So forearm extends as the shin extends. Choose your breath. Either inhale, thinking about the leg lifting as the arm goes down, or inhale the arm up back to the starting position and exhale it down. 4 count regardless. Give me 3 more sets here. The arm stays close to the body. It doesn't touch the body though, because we don't want to use the body as leverage. We're going to engage the tricep, the posterior delts, pointing the toes, lengthening the torso, softening the facial muscles. Last one here. And 1. And switch sides. Fight to keep those thighs at the same height. Internal obliques really pulling in and up. And so let's extend. So leg and arm are straight. Leg and arm are bent. And extend. And good. And lower that leg all the way down. Just working on moving from that knee joint. Give me 3 more. Using your breath, pulling the navel in, lengthening your pelvis, finding neutral pelvis somewhere between rounding and arching. Sternum soft, chin lifted, gaze soft. Last one. And 1. Great work. We're moving on to some back work. I'm going to have you make your way slowly off the roller onto all fours. Switch the loop band to your heaviest loop band in the kit that we were just using for our strap, our reformer strap. So that's going to be our gray loop band around our outer thighs. And then we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. We'll need our 3-pound weight. And just make sure your knees are under your hips, your wrists are under your shoulders. And we'll begin with a tricep pullback. So extend the opposite leg behind you, either straight or in a donkey kick position, a right angle. Plantar flex the toes and pull the arm to the hip. Good. Hold the arm at the hip isometrically. Hold it here. Inhale 1. Breathe. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale, lower the arm only. Keep the leg up. And on a 4 count, lift the arm up. 2, 3, 4. Lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Good. Flip the palm so it faces the hip. And bend. Let's bend from the elbow, getting more into the triceps. So lower the forearm. 2, 3, 4. And extend. 2, 3, 4. Lower the forearm. 2, 3, 4. You got 2 more reps. And extend. 2, 3, 4. 2 more. And lower. 2, 3, 4. Extend. And last time, take it down. 2. Puff up your shoulder blades. Pull them together. And that's it. Good. Switch sides. So don't lose track of your shoulder blade anchor. Imagine my hands hovering from your shoulder blades. You're trying to lift your shoulder blades up towards my hand. And point the toes. Here we go. Extending. Let's do an isometric hold to start, just to fire up the tricep. Inhale 1, breathe. Exhale 1, soft micro bend in the supporting elbow. Inhale 2. Exhale 2, plug the shoulders down. Inhale 3. Exhale 3, and lowering the forearm. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and extend. Inhale. Keep that leg up, either straight or bend at the knee so you have that nice right angle. Toes are pointed. Good. Isometric hold of the leg. Movement with the arm for the tricep. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Give me 1 more. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Rising up onto your knees. Holding onto that weight in your dominant hand. Stretch both arms out in line with your chest like Frankenstein. Thighs stretch here. Neutral pelvis though. So somewhere between arching and rounding. Inhale, prepare, pulling the pelvis down towards the knees. Exhale, hinge back, creating a diagonal from the knees out through the crown of the head. Hold it here. Inhale 1, breathe. Exhale 1. We're going to 2. Inhale 2. Stay there. Exhale 2. Inhale back up to a tall spine. Pass the weight to the other side. Pass the weight to the other hand, and here we go. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, hinging back. Find that nice diagonal from the knees out through the crown of the head. Holding. Inhale 1, breathe. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. And inhale back up to a tall spine. From here, we're going to grab our second to lightest loop band, bringing it above our elbows. We can keep the band, that heaviest band, around the outer thighs. We're going to come into a forearm plank. Option to pad the knees and do a modified forearm plank if being in a forearm plank is too much. We're going to be isometrically holding in the plank. You're breathing. Inhale. And we're in a forearm plank with our second to lightest loop band above our elbows. Hold that position. Now imagine my hands on your shoulder blades. Keep puffing your shoulder blades up. Lift your chin. Legs are hip distance apart. Pull out on that band that's around your upper arms. Press down into the forearms and out. engaging your scapular stabilizers. Let that booty sink down a little towards the floor. Pull the lower abdominal wall in. Imagine me holding your hips and pulling them towards your heels. Option to be on the knees if you need to modify today. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. 1 more breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Gently lower those knees to the floor. From here, we're going to make our way into a side lying position. You need a small anti-burst ball, a yoga block or pillow for your head to cushion it. And then you're also going to need your 3-pound weight. We'll lie in a fetal position with our dominant arm loaded first. So make sure your dominant arm is on top, farthest away from the floor. And we're going to lie on our side lying position, supporting the head with the ball or block. External rotator cuff exercise here, pinning the top arm's elbow to the side of the body, lifting the forearm up on a 4 count. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Make sure there's no rotation in the torso, shoulders are plugged down, and that the hand isn't coming towards the face, that you're keeping it in line with the elbow that's pinned to the side of the body. Nice right angle. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. 1 more. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. Slowly make your way up, switching sides, setting up for that external rotator cuff. Make sure you're keeping that tempo slow. Watch out for the wrist flexing. So make sure the wrist isn't breaking. We don't want it to become a wrist exercise. Plug the shoulders down. Imagine my hands on your shoulder blades. Fetal position, neutral pelvis, tight low belly. Inhale, lift the forearm up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift it up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower down. 2, 3, 4. Slow tempo, building that strength. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Last one. You've got this. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. And exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Setting that weight to the side, making our way up to stand. We're going to take the band off our thighs and get into a chair psoas stretch, opening up the posturally tight hip flexors before we begin our lower body series. So grab your 3-pound weight. We're going to hold it in the outside hand and do some scaption as we're stretching our hip flexors out. So seated profile in your chair. Make sure if you're tall and it's a short chair, you have a bolster to elevate your pelvis. If it's a tall chair and you're short, you have a yoga block under your front foot or a book, just so we don't have a foot hovering in the air. You want to feel it like you're in a supported lunge. And if I did slide that chair out, you could hold your lunge. So your abs are in, your shoulders are plugged down. The arm that's loaded with the weight, slow 4 count up to a V position with the palm facing in towards the chest, scaption. So make sure the wrist stays below the shoulder, just about like a frontal raise in front of you, and then lower it down slow. 2, 3, 4. Great. Inhale, lift it up. 2, 3, 4. And as it lowers down, pull your pelvic floor muscles in and up. It's like you're stopping your stream of pee. Give me 2 more of those. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. And last one, take it up. 2, 3, 4. And lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Switching sides, setting up to open those posturally tight hip flexors, and at the same time engage our upper back. So sitting up tall, beginning with that arm work, micro bend in the elbow so you don't lock out into the elbow joint. Lift up on your inhale, 2, 3, 4, and make sure it's narrow, about in line with your chest. So inhale, lift it up, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower it down, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, imagine me pulling your pelvis down towards the floor. Get long and strong. As the weight lowers, the low belly pulls in. You lift up on the muscles that stop your stream of pee. Give me 2 more repetitions here. Up, 2, 3, 4. And lower, 2, 3, 4. Last one, you're doing great. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. Great job. We're moving into a lower body series. What I'd like you to do is grab your foam roller, and we're going to roll out our hip flexors before we begin getting deeper into them after that psoas stretch on the chair. So make sure when you come down to the floor that you have one leg out to the side in a butterfly position, knee is bent, and the other leg you're going to be rolling into the groin area. This is where the hip flexor complex is, and that's where you're really tight. Make sure your forearms are down, pushing down and out into the floor to control that movement. Pull the abs in. Stay supported here. Find a tight spot and breathe into it. Try to relax your mind. Relax your facial muscles. Relax your pecs. Use your upper back. Puff up that upper back. Stay lifted. It's almost like a supported plank here. Give me a couple more breaths. If you're on your dominant side, stay here for a few more breaths. If you're on your non-dominant, go ahead and switch to the dominant leg. And let's get into that tissue. Create more range of motion so that we can stop recruiting the hip flexors and start using the abs and the hamstrings and the glutes more efficiently. Breathe into that. You're doing great. All right, go ahead and switch sides. And you can walk forward and back. You can find a tender spot and be there for 30 seconds if that's what it needs. You can do little circular motions. Whatever allows you to get those knots to dissipate. So we want to really dig in so that they release. Got another 30 seconds here. Use your breath. If this becomes too much, you can take some cat and cows, rounding and arching the back if this feels too intense today. Keep breathing. Just another 10 seconds here. Keep your chin lifted so those neck flexors are working. Point your toes, especially the lifted legs toes, sending energy through the leg. All right, from here, we're going to make our way back onto all fours, but we're going to grab our lightest loop band and our lightest Theraband. We're going to thread the Theraband through the loop band to create a reformer strap lever. And then we're going to put the loop band around our dominant foot first, and we'll be on all fours. You can hold the end of the Theraband in both hands to pin it. And we're going to be doing some hamstring kickbacks here. So find a neutral pelvis. Make sure your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. You can make a fist or you can pin it just by putting your hands down on top of it. Let's extend the leg behind us. You may need to keep your foot flexed to keep the band. You may be able to point it. See what you're able to do and bring it in slowly. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, take it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, bring it in. 2, 3, 4. And let's keep the pelvis neutral as it comes in and out. Keep the low belly in tight. The neck flexors involved, the chin lifted. Soft micro bend in the elbows so we're not locking out. You're doing great. We've got 5 more here. Take it out. 2, 3, 4. Bring it in. 2, 3, 4. And take it out. 2, 3, 4. Bring it in. 2, 3, 4. Last 2. And out. 2, 3, 4. And in. 2, 3, 4. One more. Take it out. 2, 3, 4. And in. 2, 3, 4. Great. Switching sides. Setting up on that second side. Beginning when you're ready. Inhale it out. And exhale it back in slowly. If you can keep the foot plantar flexed, work the foot even more, do so. If you need to dorsiflex it because you're losing the loop band, then do that. Just make sure the foot's active. Make sure your knees are under your hips, your wrists are under your shoulders, your chin's lifted, your belly's in towards the spine. Your shoulder blades are fighting to find each other and to puff up towards the ceiling, engaging that upper back. Good. Give me 2 more full repetitions. Inhale it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale it in. 2, 3, 4. And inhale it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale it in. 2, 3, 4. Setting those bands to the side. We're going to need our second to lightest loop band around our outer thighs. And we're going to need a small anti-burst ball. I want you to come to a side lying position by a wall. We're going to pin the anti-burst ball with our dominant leg. So side lying position. And what we're going to do is push into it and extend from the knee joint, bending and extending, sliding that ball against the wall. So we'll breathe into that. As you extend, you'll extend, and then you'll bend at the knee and bring it back in. And this band is here to give you some resistance in the abductors of the legs. And as you kick into the ball, you're going to feel the hamstring working as you do the hamstring curl. So we're going to be here for a minute before we switch sides, really burning into the fibers of those glutes, central hamstrings, lateral hamstrings, glute med, glute max. Watch out for the belly hanging out. Pull it in. Plug the shoulders down. You can always put a yoga block under your bicep to elevate the head a little if that feels better on your head. Or you can take the bottom hand under the head. Whatever position feels better. Plug the shoulders down. Abs tight. Top hand can go to the hip, behind the head, or on the floor in front of you. 3 more extensions. 3. And go slow. Remember, the slower the better. It's encouraged to do isometric holds and at least a 4 count minimum for osteoporosis as far as lowering and lifting and bending and extending. So we want to take it very slow to build the strength. Okay, from here, slowly make your way to the other side, setting up, working those glutes, hamstrings, building the strength. Once you're ready, you can start with that bending and extending. And the bigger the stability ball, the more the challenge it is for the glutes. So if you have a large stability ball, this would be an exercise you could use a larger stability ball with, but it would be pretty advanced. So the smaller ball is going to give you a little break as you're building up those muscles. So I'd advise staying with that until you get to level 3, and then you could work with a bigger stability ball. So as you're working, the foot can be dorsiflexed. If you're able to point it around the ball and still move from the knee joint, that shin in and out, you can do that as well. You might feel the adductors as you point the foot around the ball, engaging that entire complex, both the abductors, adductors, hamstrings, glutes, everything. So we've got another 20 seconds or so. So keep going, breathing into it. So I like to exhale as I extend, straightening the leg, and inhale as I bend in. So exhale, extend, and inhale, bending, bring it back in. Great job. We're moving into footwork and balance in the frontal plane for injury prevention. You're going to need your heaviest loop band, and we're going to come sit in a chair with the heaviest loop band around our metatarsals for some eversion footwork. The arms are going to come into a prayer position, interlacing your fingers together like a choir, and this is the root chakra, one of the root chakra positions of the hands. So the fingers are interlaced like so, chest height, and make sure the band is around your toes. Now you're going to pull out on the hands, engaging your upper back, plugging the shoulders down. We're going to evert our dominant foot from the ankle joint on our exhale, As you're pulling out on the hands and as you bring that foot back to parallel, you can let up on the pull out of the hands. So exhale, pull out on the hands and move from the ankle joint, not from the knee, hip flexor, or quadricep, and back to center. Very small motion. 4 counts to go out on your exhale. 4 counts to come in on your inhale. Waking up these feet because the lateral intrinsic muscles are weak. That's why we pronate when we have lordosis. So we really want to combat that. This is an injury prevention tool to work your feet. So give me a couple more here. It's very tedious, but I'm trying to involve your back too so that you stay lifted and you don't slouch. Plug the shoulders down. Keep your eyes up a little higher than eye level. Okay, on our next one, switch sides. You can switch the grip so the other hand's on top, pulling out, engaging your shoulder blades, shoulder blade anchor, pulling the shoulder blades together, shrugging the shoulders down the back, taking the gaze up a little higher than eye level. And notice that the band is around my baby toes, so it's not all the way in the arch of the foot. It might hit a bit of the arch, but you definitely can encourage that baby toe to move and move from the ankle joint. So taking it out and bringing it in slowly. Give me 2 more on this side. Take your time. Take it out and bring it in. And last one, sitting up tall, pull out on those arms, engage your upper back, pull the belly in towards the spine. Great. We're going to take our lightest loop band around our ankles and a 3-pound weight in your dominant hand to start. Now, if you have balance issues, I'd advise doing this by a wall, bar, or counter for safety purposes. If not, you can do it in the center with me. But with osteoporosis, if you really do have osteoporosis or osteopenia, I would do it by a wall. So I'm going to demonstrate it by a wall for safety purposes because we don't want you falling. So you're going to have your weight and just rest it on your shoulder. We're moving in the frontal plane. So step a foot away from the wall because you're going to step towards the wall, and make sure the weight is closest to the wall. So if you need to turn around so that it's in your dominant hand and you're closest to the wall, because you're going to step onto that inside leg, bringing the outside leg into a hamstring kickback. The arm that's loaded, once you're in that isometric hold, that hamstring kickback, we're going to inhale, lift the arm up, 2, 3, 4 into a shoulder press, and exhale, lower it down, 2, 3, 4. Other hand can do the motion without being loaded, or it can be behind the head or hand on the hip. Your choice. Make sure the arch of the foot is in the band and you're doing a kickback just like we did on all 4. Straight leg behind you. Inner thighs can be close. Pull the low belly in. Find neutral pelvis as much as possible with this leg extended behind you. Great. Let's repeat on that side one more time before we switch sides. So staying loaded on that side with the arms, step away from the wall, step to your balance in the frontal plane, find it, kick back into the band, isometric hold with the lower body, and then subtle movement with the upper body as you take that press overhead and you lower slowly. Make sure the palm is facing in towards the face, shoulders staying plugged down the back as the arm goes up on the inhale and it lowers down on the exhale. Okay, switching sides. Set up on the second side. Step to balance. So this is for injury prevention. Challenge yourself. Really travel through space. Find it. As the arm goes up, the pelvis pulls down in opposition. As the arm goes down, the low belly pulls in and the pelvic floor muscles lift up. Again, as you press up, your focus stays up higher than eye level so we don't get that forward chin. Shoulders plugged down. Last time, step to balance. Repeating. 3 presses at that slow tempo. Here we go. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Great. So we're going to grab our heaviest loop band and bring it back around our outer thighs. We're going to need a yoga block. The foam yoga blocks are the best for pinning the trigger ball. We're going to be working into the fascia of the chest area, the pecs, the front of the shoulders. We're going to lie supine on our foam roller to engage our lower abdominals as we're doing this. Now, if you're nervous about lying on the foam roller and you did our ab series on the floor, you can always do this lying on your back on the floor. Both are great. So from here, our legs are solidly planted, hip distance apart for safety purposes, neutral pelvis. We're going to take the trigger ball into the fascia of your chest. So try to avoid bones and try to be very gentle as you're doing this because, the bone density is such that we don't want to dig in too hard. We don't want to run the risk of hurting anything. So as you move into the V-neck line, extra precaution of just being gentle, getting into those muscle fibers, circular motion around the shoulder, above the chest. And especially on your dominant arm side, you're going to notice there's going to be a lot more knots and tension due to the overuse of that side and the kyphosis. So make sure you're breathing. Inhale. Sending oxygen to those muscles as you're digging into those knots. And dig in with being safe. Don't go too hard. Should feel like a nice, gentle massage. Breathe into that. Relax your facial muscles. Keep checking in that your belly's pulled in, that your pelvis is neutral, that your legs are pulling out on that band, hip distance apart. And if you're on one side, go ahead and switch to the other so we can even it out. Digging in, breathing as you're working here. We've got another 40 seconds for you to dig into this muscle fibers. And if you feel like you've gotten the knots out, you can always move into a cactus position and do some overhead presses. But I'd encourage you to keep moving around. Even near the armpit, there is fascia around there that can get really tender and cause neck issues. So you can play around with that, almost on the side of the breast. And breathe into that. Just another 10 seconds. Dig in, and then we're going to slowly make our way off of the roller. Great. From here, I'm going to have you flip around and we're going to roll out our quadriceps. We're going to keep this band around our outer thighs and we're going to grab our lightest band and put it around our upper arms above the elbows. As you're rolling your quadricep, I want you to pull out on this band a little bit, engaging your upper back, pushing down and out into the forearm so you don't collapse. Rolling above the knees and all the way up to the hip flexors, walking forward and back. Point the toes here. Try to not dump into the abdomen, so pull the abdomen in, puff your upper back up. And let's kick your right heel towards your butt 2 times. Kick, kick, and switch. Kick, kick, and switch. One more time. Kick, kick, and switch. Good. Kick, kick, switch. Find another spot that's tender. Walk forward or back on the roller. And now we'll repeat. Kick, kick, and switch. Kick, kick, and switch. Kick, kick, and switch. One more time. Kick, kick, and switch. Last time. Kick, kick, and switch. Kick, kick, and switch. Kick, kick, and switch. Kick, kick, and switch. Great work. We're going to make our way up to standing for some squats and balance work in the transverse plane. I'd like you to grab your lightest Theraband, and you already have on, or you need to put on, your heaviest loop band in the YouniquelyFit kit. That is our gray loop band, so we'll have our yellow Theraband, which is the lightest band in the kit, and our 3-pound weight. Go ahead and hold the weight in your non-dominant hand and hold the end of the band in your dominant hand. Standing on the end of the band, we're going to wrap it around the knuckles with the thumb on the outside for security. When you're ready, we're going to start with our legs hip distance apart, sitting back into a normal squat. Exhale, shifting over into the side with the band, pressing both arms overhead. Hold it here. The weighted arm is going to lower and lift on a 4 count. Exhale, lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift it up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. One more, lower. 2, 3, 4. And lift. 2, 3, 4. Arms come to the shoulders as you stand up on that one leg. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the shin down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, sitting back. Shifting over, inhale, pressing the arms overhead. Exhale, the weighted arm lowers. 2, 3, 4, and it lifts. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower both arms. Inhale, standing up on that one leg. Exhale, lower the shin down. Go ahead and switch the band and the weight. Setting up for the second side. Give you enough time to do that. Wrap it around the knuckles, thumb on the outside, step on the end of the band. Hold the hands right by the shoulders, palms facing in, shoulders plugged down. Inhale, prepare. Feel your pelvis pull towards the floor. Exhale, inner thighs pull you back. Shifting over to that one leg, pressing the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, the weighted arm down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale it up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale it down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale it up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale it down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale it up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, let your inner thighs pull you deeper into that single leg squat. And inhale, stand up on that one leg, feeling the pelvis pull down. The weight's lower, shoulder height, as well as the shin at the top on your exhale. Inhale, prepare. Last set. Exhale, inner thighs pull you back, shifting over to that one leg. Inhale those arms up to shoulder flexion. Exhale the weighted arm down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift it up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale it down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Inner thighs pull you back. Exhale. Inhale, pelvis pulls down as you stand up. From here, we're going to move into balance in the transverse plane. Now, this is where 90% of injuries occur. So it's imperative that we train in this plane of motion so that if you do fall, we've increased your bone density so that you don't break a bone, and that you don't fall because you know how to turn your body and stabilize. We need our lightest loop band around our ankles. This is our orange band in the YouniquelyFit kit. And we're going to need our 3-pound weight in our hand. We're going to stand close to the wall, about a foot in front, so that we can take a quarter turn, and we have the wall bias for safety purposes. So wall, bar, or counter is necessary just to keep you safe. We're going to do a quarter turn, making sure we're stepping onto the loaded arms leg. So the weight should be in the same side as your standing leg. And we're going to do a glute med position of the leg and scaption arm. So the arm's going to come up, 2, 3, 4, lower down, 2, 3, 4, lifting up, 2, 3, 4. Notice it's just as high as the chest, palm facing in, shoulder plugged down, shoulders plugged down, chin lifted, gaze a little higher than eye level. Let's take that side one more time. Notice that I'm stepping immediately to a single leg balance, bringing my foot back into the band. You do your hamstring kick back, and then you externally rotate the leg from the top of the hip socket, pointing the toes, and then the arm goes up, 2, 3, 4, and lowers down. Don't lock the back leg's knee. Keep a micro bend in both knees. Lift through the core, plantar flex the toes of the leg that's behind you. One more. Lower and lift in scaption. And wonderful. Switching sides, switching the weight, and beginning on your second side. Stepping to balance, find that balance, bring the leg into the hamstring kickback, externally rotate it so it's around the arch of the foot. Take your gaze up higher than eye level, begin the arm work. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. And last time, stepping to balance in the transverse plane. Find that balance. Kick the outside foot into the band, hamstring kick back, externally rotate the leg from the top of the hip socket, point the toes, hold it here. And lifting the arm up, 2, 3, 4, taking it down. 2, 3, 4, lifting it up. 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Let's take this band off. We are going to come over to the wall, bringing our dominant arm into a high V, slowly twisting away from it to open up our anterior delts. Hold it here. Take your outside hand to the hip. Take your chin up. Focus a little higher than eye level. Use your exhales to deepen into that nice stretch and twist. Don't go crazy. Be very gentle with your rotation here. Breathing into that. On your next exhale, slowly switch sides, setting up for this nice release on the second side. Breathing into that. Good. We're on the second side, shoulders plugged down, twisting away from that arm, keeping the chin lifted, keeping the belly in towards the spine. And on your next exhale, coming back center, we're going to grab our trigger ball and our yoga block or a book, and we're going to come into a side lying position. You can also use your small anti-burst ball or a pillow under your head. We're going to be rolling out our posterior tibialis. This is this area near the tibia bone, but the fascia. Getting into that in case your squats, your knee traction wasn't great today. We had that loop band around for your safety, but it's still important to get into those muscle fibers so that we reset everything. So begin on the dominant side, getting into that tissue, breathing here. Try not to lift your head up in this position or your upper body. We want to avoid that during our recovery till we get our bone density into the normal levels. So another 30 seconds here to really roll into the posterior tibialis. Make sure you're breathing. Use your breath here. Make sure the abs are not hanging out, that they're pulling in towards the spine. Your collarbone is wide. Your chin is lifted. Your gaze is soft. Your shoulders are plugged down your back. And let's slowly make our way to the other side. Getting into that fascia. Take your time as you come up. Use your abs. As you're digging in, be mindful of the breath, belly in. I like to inhale laterally into my rib cage, upper back, filling it up like an opera singer does, keeping my belly firm and my pelvic floor muscles lifted in and up as if I were stopping my stream of pee. Just another 15 seconds here to dig in. So make it count. Really, really dig in. Breathing. And exhale. Good. Deep inhale. And slowly make your way back up to a standing position. Great job. We're moving into lunges and balance work in the sagittal plane for injury prevention. For our lunges today, we're going to need a 3-pound weight. And what I'd like you to do is hold that in your dominant arm first, pinning the elbow to the side of the body. We're going to be doing some external rotator cuff in and out movement of the arm at the bottom of our side lunge. So bring the other hand to the hip and start with your legs wide and parallel. And we're going to let our inner thighs pull us into this side lunge, getting into that building strength in the outer hip, opening the forearm without flexing the wrist, keeping the wrist flat. Open the forearm, 2, 3, 4. Inhale it back in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, open it, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, bring it in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, it opens. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, bring it in. 2, 3, 4. And straighten those legs. Pass the weight to the other side. Inhale, prepare, filling your pelvis, pull towards the floor. Exhale, inner thighs pull back, taking you to the other side. Open the forearm. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, close it. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, open it. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, close it. 2, 3, 4. Notice the elbow stays pinned to the side of the body. The forearm is flat. The wrist is flat. The palm faces in when you have it forward. When you open it out to the side, the palm faces forward. Keep that going. On your next inhale, straighten the bent knees leg, coming back to neutral. Pass the weight. Second set. When you're ready, inhale, prepare. Exhale, inner thighs pull you back. Make sure your low abs are in, opening the forearm. 2, 3, 4, and closing it. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, open. 2, soften the sternum. Exhale, close. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, open it. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, close. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, prepare to stand back up. Soft bend in the knees. And last time. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, inner thighs pull you into that side lunge. Hold it here. Opening the arm. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, open the forearm. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, close it. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, open. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, close. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, straightening the knee and coming up. From here, we're going to move into some balance work in the sagittal plane. Before we do that, we're going to keep the 3-pound weight, but we're going to need our lightest Theraband. We're going to make our way over to the wall for some wall cactuses, and we're going to load our dominant arm with the weight first, and our non-dominant hand's going to hold the band. Step on the end of the band, the same side as the hand holding the band, and arms come to cactus. The arm with the band is going to stay stationary. The other arm is going to slide up the wall and lower down. Try to imprint your back, upper back, mid back, head, back of the arms, tailbone against the wall at all times. Soft micro bend in the knees so you don't lock out. Keep that arm going. Take it up. 2, 3, 4. Lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Take it up. 2, 3, 4. Lower it down. 2, 3, 4. 2 more. Up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Switching sides. Setting up on the other side. Take your time to wrap that Theraband around the knuckles with the thumbs on the outside. Stand on the end of the band. One arm isometrically held. The other one's doing the wall slides. The one that's loaded with the weight. Take it up. 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. 3 more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Keep that imprint. Upper back, head, back of the arms, knuckles, long fingers. Soft bend in the supporting knees. Soft bend in both knees. Low belly pulled in towards the spine. Imagine each inhale as that arm straightens up. I'm pulling your pelvis down in opposition, lengthening your obliques, lengthening your QL. Last one. And from here, we're going to need our heaviest loop band around our outer thighs and our 3-pound weight. Please do this by a wall, bar, or counter for safety purposes. We're going to step forward into a hamstring curl, placing the 3-pound weight between our calf and hamstring, pointing the toes, pinning it here, bringing our hands into our root chakra mudra. It looks like a choir position, one set of fingers on top of the other. You're pulling out to engage your upper back. Inhale 1, breathe. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2, brace your low abs. Inhale 3. Exhale 3, reach back for that weight, and let's switch sides. Stepping to balance, stepping forward, pinning the weight between the calf and the hamstring, holding it here, acquire position with the hands. Now, if you're nervous about losing the weight, you can always keep the hands on the hips closer to the weight so you can grab it if you need to, or you can keep one hand back really close to the weight. Do what you need to do. Most likely you're able to capture that weight and squeeze it and hold it. It's a lighter weight. Breathe. And now we're going to grab that weight. We're going to step backwards to balance, sweeping one leg back into the hamstring curl and taking our weight, loading our hamstring, bringing our hands into that root chakra mudra. Inhale. Exhale, pull out on the hands. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, soften that pull out. And exhale, pull out. 2, 3, 4. And inhale, pelvis pulls down. Exhale, inner thighs pull back. Grab the weight. Last time. Step backwards. Find your balance. Hold it. Get that weight situated. Bring the hands into your root chakra position. Clasp. Inhale, pelvis pulls down. Exhale, you pull out on the hands. Inhale, pelvis pulls down. Exhale, you pull out on the hands. And last one, inhale and exhale. Grab the weight. Set the weight to the side and the band, taking the band off. Coming to the wall to stretch out our gastrocnemius, and we'll also release the soleus. So face the wall, hands chest height. Step your dominant leg back into a deep lunge, driving the pelvis forward with the low abs in. Stretching out that back leg's calf. Inhale. And exhale, play around with bending that back leg's knee a little bit, getting into the soleus. Pelvis still driving forward. Low belly is pulling in. Shoulders are plugged down. Chin is lifted. Gaze is soft. And eyes are looking up a little higher than eye level. Breathing here. Inhale. And exhale, driving that pelvis forward. Again, inhale. And exhale. Got another 20 seconds or so. Collarbone wide, shoulder blades together, chin lifted. Use your breath. On your next inhale, step that back leg forward. And let's go ahead and bring the other leg back into that nice position to open up your calves. We'll be here for 6 full breaths since this is your non-dominant leg. Hold it here. Inhale 1, breathe. Exhale 1, close your eyes, focus on your breath. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale, play around with bending the back leg's knee. And exhale, straightening it without locking it. Inhale. Exhale, 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Use your next inhale to step forward, turning to face me. Great work.